Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a truly fascinating observation about, well, the whole trajectory of human life. We spend so much time in our modern world obsessing over who we need to become. But what if we've literally had it backwards this whole time? Today, we're exploring a super powerful concept from our source material about identity, growth, and finding our way back to who we really are. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt just entirely exhausted playing the role of the person you should be? Seriously, think about that for a second. It's that deep, draining fatigue you get from constantly trying to meet the world's endless expectations, rather than just existing as yourself. It's a type of societal burnout that so many of us face day in and day out. We're constantly wearing these masks just to get through our routines, right? Whether that's faking enthusiasm at a stiff corporate networking event, or carefully biting your tongue just to keep the peace at Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, let's dive into this, because the source material presents a beautifully counterintuitive thesis. It says, people aren't themselves from the start. They remember and become themselves over life's course. And wow, this flips our usual understanding of self-improvement completely upside down. The idea here isn't that life is about frantically creating some brand new identity from scratch. Nope. Instead, it's a process of remembering who we always were before the world got its hands on us. And man, the world certainly gets its hands on us quickly, doesn't it? Literally from the moment we're kids, this invisible, heavy burden of expectations just starts piling up. And it does not stop. We get weighed down by our parents' hopes for us, the rigid structures of school, the so-called common sense of society, our highly specific roles at work, and that constant nagging worry about how everybody else sees us. It just piles up faster and faster, forcing us into a corner and making us play a designated part just to survive and fit in. All that relentless pressure, it creates a really exhausting internal conflict. On one side, you have the true self. That's who you genuinely are at your absolute core, unfiltered and unbothered. But on the other side, we end up shackled by the should-be self. That's the manufactured persona built from all those external expectations we just talked about. And when we constantly suppress our authentic identity to play the role society demands, it creates this profound friction within us. We are, quite literally, fighting ourselves. Let's move to and see how this builds, because life rarely lets us stay in that state of friction forever without a wake-up call. Eventually, we hit major turning points. These inciting incidents are incredibly diverse. It could be a crushing professional setback, or a massive career success, or the complex emotional journey of romance, marriage, and parenting. Sometimes it's a severe illness that grounds us, a profound experience traveling in nature that shifts our perspective, or honestly, just diving deeply into a creative hobby. But these moments act like shockwaves. They force us to pause, step out of the daily grind, and genuinely reflect on the journey we're on. And in those quiet moments of pause, a very specific, deeply introspective question starts to echo. What do I really like? I want you to let that sink in for a moment. Stripped of all the expectations, all the job titles, all the family roles, and all the noise, what actually brings you joy? And then the questioning goes even deeper. What truly satisfies my heart? Asking these questions, and not just once, but repeatedly as we navigate life's inevitable twists and turns, that is the true catalyst for change. It's the exact mechanism we use for shedding those false, exhausting personas we've spent years carefully constructing. So, the crucial point is this. It's all about stripping off the unnecessary layers to reveal the original self. Think of it like this. We're not out here constructing a brand new house from the ground up, anxiously trying to find the right materials to build a better version of ourselves. No, we're actually chiseling away at a block of marble. We're chipping away the societal norms, the pressures, the fake smiles, and all those should-bes to reveal the masterpiece that was already hiding inside all along. Now, what's really interesting about this is the profound paradigm shift it represents. The conventional, frankly exhausting view tells us that life is a journey to become a new self. That implies you somehow aren't good enough right now, like you're a work in progress needing a total overhaul. But the source's actual philosophy is entirely different. Life is a journey to take back your original self. And honestly, it is such a massive relief to realize we don't need to invent a new identity. We just need to clear the dust off the one we were born with. But what exactly are we getting back to? Well, the source defines this self in a very specific, holistic way. It's not just a personality trait like being introverted or extroverted. Rather, it's this beautiful, harmonious alignment. It's the alignment of your true values, your unique mission, and your own authentic way of living. It is that rare, magical moment when your internal compass and your external life finally match up perfectly, with zero compromises. Achieving that internal alignment explains a remarkably common phenomenon, a sentiment you hear a lot in the later, more reflective stages of life. I finally became myself. This is exactly why some people eventually express this profound, heavy sigh of relief and completion. They've stopped acting, they've stopped striving to be what others want, and they have finally settled into the absolute comfort of their own skin. There's a perspective in the text that I think will resonate deeply with anyone who loves to learn and grow, but just feels tired of the constant hustle. Life is not a time of struggling to become someone else, but a journey of remembering your original self. Isn't that just a beautifully comforting thought? For those of us always trying to improve, it means you can let go of the anxiety of constant reinvention. The knowledge and the truth you're seeking about yourself, they're already within you, just waiting to be remembered. We constantly have society selling us this exhausting idea, right? Life is a competitive race to some distant, stressful goal. But the reality we're exploring today completely changes the game. Life as a journey of returning to yourself. When you swap the metaphor of a relentless, breathless race for a purposeful inward journey, the entire pressure of existence just sort of melts away. You aren't falling behind anyone, you're just finding your way home. Which brings us to our final thought. People aren't born complete. You become yourself by walking the path of life. You absolutely don't have to have it all figured out on day one, and you certainly don't need to fake it until you make it. Your authenticity is earned and remembered through every step, every setback, and every joy you experience. So, as we wrap up this explainer and you look at the path ahead of you, I'll leave you with this question to ponder. What is one heavy layer of expectation you can chisel away today to uncover a little more of who you've always been?